Hi everybody, my name is Chris Composer. In this series of videos, we'll be exploring the creation of a song from the beginning to the end. And I've decided to invite you on that journey to get this done. I'll be using the CK61 as one of the tools. However, I will also be using sounds from Logic Pro and maybe other sources, just to get that creative process. So stay tuned. Let's get started. I'm going to make sure that the MIDI controller is set to, we're going to take a look at local control and make sure that it's off. So when I'm making noises, it won't make any noise. And if I enable it, when you're using a DAW, you want to make sure that the DAW controls the music. So what ends up happening is that the keyboard sends a signal to the DAW, and the DAW sends it right back to the keyboard, and you get control that way. So, all right, so I'm going to have it off, and we're going to start doing some stuff. We're going to create a track to begin with, and I'm going to set up external MIDI. I'll be selecting CK Series port number 1, all, and then audio input is 3 and 4, so hopefully they'll do that. Create. Now we're going to call this one bass, CK61 mid as MIDI bass. The reason why I'm doing this is because I'm going to record the bass. I won't be setting up multiple channels from the keyboard per se. The CK61, the way I have it configured now, seems to be not as flexible for that sort of thing like the MODXs, where I can create patches with multiple different sounds associated to different channels. I think you probably could figure out a way to how to do that, but in this case, I'm not really interested in using all the sounds from the CK61. So for now, I'm going to use the CK61 for the bass, and I'm going to duplicate the track. So let me just do that now. What we have done is we actually added 2 MIDI channels that are pretty much exactly the same on channel 1. I named one bass and one keys for now. However, with the CK61, the flexibility unfortunately is a little bit limited in regards to using all the available channels to you or assign patches to channels. There's no clear way to do that with this keyboard, but I do want to take advantage of the sounds. If you compare this, the CK61 to an MODX, that's where the difference lie. The MODX is designed for that. You can create multi-channel patches, and you can do a lot of great things in regards to creating music using specifically that keyboard. I'm pretty happy with this keyboard here as far as the sounds. So I want to be able to use those sounds. To be able to record one track, I could simply do play, and it will have the MIDI information shown here, and it'll play it back. However, when I want to start doing the other track using the same channel, that's when I run into problems. So I figured out a way, I think for now, that works. I realize there's more than one way to do this, most likely. But this video is about creating a song using Logic Pro, and I'm going to be using a CK61 and as well as other sources, whatever I need. I mean, you don't have to be stuck to one specific product. So what I'm going to do is basically this. I'm going to add a new audio track. And the audio track, I will name it exactly the same as this guy right here. So I'm going to just go rename track and just copy, Command C, Command C, Command V. There you go. This way I know that they're the same. And I'm just going to drag it over here. So when this guy, because this is a MIDI track, it's going to get MIDI information on the song. But at the same time, I'd like to record the WAV file of the song using that sound. And the idea is when we're done, I would just mute this guy right here and go to the next one and do the same. So which I'm going to do right now. I'm just going to create another audio track. V, there you go. So I know that these are related together. The next thing I'm going to do right away is put in the drum track. The drum track is one of the reasons that I'm using Logic Pro. Logic Pro includes a drum track, or not a drum track, but a drum machine, which I think uses some kind of AI or something. But it is awesome. It just makes my stuff sound so good because I'm not a drummer. And I don't want necessarily to use loops all the time. I'd like to have something that is adaptive and can add, a little bit of oomph to my songs. What I'm going to do is go right over here and just say add a new drummer track. Yeah, so let's listen to what it gives you by default. So it's pretty basic, but what I can do is kind of like get into the groove and kind of get some inspiration here on that song. So I can select here some sounds, not some sounds, but some styles. And I can make it louder, I can make it more complex. I can turn around and make it super simple. I can make it soft. But I like it right here. Right here. So that's what I can start with. As far as the speed, I want to work with 110. So that's better. All right. That kind of works. That's the key component that's very, very important to me. So I don't have to worry about this after. I can tweak that as much as I want. And there's a lot of things you can do with Logic Pro. But anyways, this is not a video about Logic Pro. But we're going to look at everything. So it doesn't matter. So what I want to do is on my... So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to create a sound, select the sound that is. I've already preset a sound that I wanted. So I use 11.1 because there's basically nothing on there. So you can create your own sound. So the trick is for me, in my case, what I'm doing is I create a bass sound. It's too low. There we go. So now what I can basically do right now is I can turn around, and from here, I'm going to record my first track with bass, and I'm doing my intro. I've already kind of figured out how I want to do the song, what I'm looking for. I've played the song acoustically and created it that way, but now it's time for me to put it on the tracks and kind of create a flow to it. So I'm going to put it here. All right. So I like that. So what I'm going to try is time. So I got the first part that I want. And let's have a listen to it. So I like that one. So I'm going to duplicate that track right now. So let's have a listen. Okay, so now at this point what I can do, record my audio. All right, that sounds good. So now I'm going to mute the MIDI channel, and I'm going to go down to this, to the other channel that I created, the other track that I created with the same MIDI channel that still points to my keyboard. So now what I'm going to do is change the patch. So what I'm going to do is just find that sound that I'm looking for. So I think I'm going to go. So that kind of works. But this is my intro. So for me, my intro is kind of like the way I do stuff at the beginning when I write a song. They get the feel for things that I want to do for the rest of the song. So let's try that. I'm comfortable enough, so let me just put something on track. So let's do it. I like it. So I'm just gonna quantize it because I'm not sure if it's because if there's like delays or something, or just sometimes it's just off just every so slightly. So it's either me, probably is me. But anyways, I'm gonna quantize it. Let me do that again. Whoops. I want to make sure it's 16. There. And let's see how it sounds like. Okay, I'm good with that. So as I'm building this up, I'm building the sound up on. I'm kind of like getting things prepared for myself, and there is no logic to this. Oh, pardon the pun. There's no logical flow to creating a song. You got to do how the way you do it, and some people record on a tape recorder, and that's pretty much it. For me, this is the tool. Or one of the tools that I enjoy using because it gives me the flexibility of creation. That's the key component. So there's another song that I want to try some internal sounds at the same time. So I'm going to select an instrument track and I'm going to pick maybe something a little more arpeggiator or something. No, not that classical. Let's try the synth basic. Not even close. Okay, so maybe chords. So the deal is you kind of try to find something that inspires you. This is cool. All right, let's see if I can work with this. Actually, it doesn't work because it's playing a different chord. That could work. All right, let's try that. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I guess the next thing I could try to do is do a vocal track. Now that's not going to stay, because I'm not going to use this particular mic to record the final tracks, but it'll be done to get the draft done, let's just say. And we're going to call this vocals draft. vocals, just so I know that it's not the stuff I want to use. And let me double check to see the input. So the input is going to be just 1. There we go. We got 1. And check, check, check. Check, check, check. On my UR44C, there's a soft interface for it, and I'm just going to add a little reverb to the thing just to make me feel good. However, it does not put it on the tracks. Oh, hey. Oh, no, no. So if you listen to it back, not very loud, is it? Okay, so it's the next day. So this is what I have now. I've tweaked, let me see, I'll show you real quick here. So I tweaked a little bit the panning on the instruments so that things get balanced. But this is what I have so far. I did clean up a couple of little things. I re-recorded the bass line a little bit just to fix it a little bit more. You know how it is. It's like we're picky, you know. You create some stuff and it has to sound good. So right now, I think I got it the way I want. So for now, this is the intro, and I wanted to add a couple of more things to it, but it is, for me, the intro, the way I write, it has a big beginning of energy, and then it moves on to the next part. So the next part is going to be the next episode of this, because you know the whole creation process takes a while. I mean, if you're really into creating that perfect song for yourself, and the key word is yourself. You're doing that song to express yourself. At first, it may not be the standard stuff that's out there in the world or in the industry. So what I like to do is I like to just kind of create the way it is now and then tweak it to make it in style. So, okay. So for now, this is kind of good.